We finally got a beach episode within Yu-Gi-Oh! And it comes in the form of episode 55 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. Now, I like to relax on the beach with a nice little drink and watching the waves go by. Cheers! Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today let's talk all things episode 55 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens anime series. An episode that I thought was brilliant. Eugene was different than expected, but still awesome. Seeing Levy Dragon was really cool, as I enjoy seeing that monster. Its design is just awesome. So then let's start off by talking about Eugene, as this is the sibling to Nex Fool, and lose his place as president of Goha. But he went out fighting, with his dueling style that mimicked the sea itself, starting off calm and inviting, before suddenly turning into a wild and ferocious action. Levy Dragon's skill within Rush Duels seems really powerful as well, as it allows you to destroy every card on the field, including your own. But this opens up your opponent for a direct attack, with nothing really to defend themselves, as there aren't a lot of graveyard activation traps and spell cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. So if this was any other Yu-Gi-Oh!, this effect for Levy Dragon would be weak and almost pointless, as there's so many ways of using cards within your graveyard to kind of bail yourself out. We saw that time and time again within Reigns. But because it's here in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, its ability is like a punishing wave, leaving only destruction. As for Eugene's personality, he started off serious in wanting to avenge Euro's defeat. We saw this within his intense training. This guy ran so fast that he exploded out of his own ship. What? Okay, whatever. But from here, I think the seawater got into his brain a little bit too much. Yes, he still wanted to win and uphold the Goha name, but he did become more goofy and theatrical. Theatrical? That's it. Singing about the sea and his love for it, and the fact that he just enjoys his time with the creatures that inhabit the ocean. Honestly, it was weird, but I loved every second of it. I just found myself laughing and just having a smile on my face while he was on screen, and that's all you can ask for when they introduce a new character. It's also worth noting that Eugene can speak Dolphin. Okay, sure. Plus, I'd love to find out what type of deck Eugene used before finding the treasure of the sea. After all, Euro states that he doesn't recognize those cards that Eugene is using, meaning that Eugene dueled before while Euro was watching. Wonder what they were. Hopefully we do find out. If we don't, it's not really that big of a deal. On the topic of Goha siblings, real quick though, I do find that with Yuka, Euro and Eugene, there seems to be more of a trust/friendship between those three particular siblings. Whereas the blue-haired sibling seems a little bit distant because we don't know a lot about him. But at the same time, Yu, the sibling built up to be the antagonist at the moment, just seems like he's disconnecting himself further and further with every line of dialogue that he spits out. But yes, back on Eugene, I do hope we see more of him and he does stick around, because he may have only just been introduced, but he's become one of my favourite characters within this series so far. Yeah, hopefully he sticks around. Speaking of sticking around though, it's more than likely that most of the siblings are going to be around after the situation with Rush Robot has been resolved. Now that Euro has joined 7th Elementary, meaning we're going to see more of him within episodes to come. This is exciting. This is awesome. Oh, and Euro, nice save, saving Roman and making her blush in the process. Good job. So while we're on the topic, let's talk about Roman. Now, by God, this girl can throw one hell of a punch and a kick. Not gonna try it. I would say poor Kaizo in this situation, but he deserved it 100%. But things could get more intense and heating up for Roman's character as it looks as if she might be facing off against Yuka, the female of the Goha siblings. The theme is baseball. Let's wait and see if next week's episode is going to be a home run or a swing and a miss. I don't know much about baseball, that's all I had. The duel itself was decent enough, but the main highlight of the duel for me was the ending. It was up to luck. Had Eugene drew Yumi, he would have won, beating Rook with burn damage of all things. However, this wasn't meant to be. Now, one visual aspect I thought was quite interesting was the change in design for Eugene's dual disc. Could this be an indicator of something bigger to come? As in, this new summoning mechanic that's being teased only works on these blue Rush dual discs. The ending image of that more sinister drone appearing, could that also be a hint? Could that be a robot created to hold / represent the new summoning mechanic? Much like how Rush Robot is like the physical manifestation of the Rush dueling program. The duel itself was decent enough, but the main highlight for me was the duel's ending, in where it was up to luck. Had Eugene drew Yumi, he would have won, beating Rook with burn damage of all things. Unfortunately, however, though, that was not meant to be. Now, one visual aspect I found very interesting / intriguing was the change in the design for Eugene's dual disc. Could this indicator mean something bigger is at play? As in, could this new summoning mechanic only work on these blue-like Rush dual discs? This ending image right here of the more sinister drone appearing and lighting up and becoming active, could that be a robot created to hold / represent the new summoning mechanic, much like how Rush Robot is the physical manifestation of the Rush dueling program? So once Rush Robot is destroyed, could the plan be to replace it with this Goha robot that is being teased at the end of this very episode? Who knows? That's just a random thought, a random idea. Let me know if you think I'm onto something there, or if I'm reading too much into it. In all likelihood, it could just have been a design choice to match the attribute that Eugene was using. That, of course, being Aqua's, which is blue. Because I do believe that Euro's D-Wheel, or, hovercraft, whatever he dueled in last episode, I do believe that had a green dual disc sort of outline, but who knows? Let's move on. Another cool visual that I liked within the episode, for a different reason than the one I stated before, was the fact that they edited the summoning chant for Rook. Rook did his chant without his t-shirt on, which is the design that he had within the episode itself. This may sound small and not a big deal, but to me it shows a high level of care and respect from the animators towards the product they are working on. And for that, that's commendable and I have to respect them for it. Had this been a series like Reigns, I can most likely guarantee that they would have just copied and pasted a summoning of Playmakers from a previous episode. Meaning we would have Playmaker wearing like no t-shirt in the actual episode, but when he summons Deco Talker or something, he's doing that horrible Link chant in his sort of suit, which would have looked clunky, lazy, so I'm glad Sevens haven't gone down that route, or didn't go down that route, I should have said. Now we got another weakness for Yuga, which was slightly interesting, and it seems we're getting more and more information about Yuga each and every episode that passes. Last week we learned that he had the fear of ladybugs. This time we learned that he can't swim. Interesting to know that we're actually learning more and more about our main protagonist, something that we as fans have been curious about for a while now. So then, overall, I really did enjoy this episode, and I gained a lot of excitement for the next episode to come after it. One thing though that did make me quite sad during this episode was the Mimi segment. I really like Mimi's character, she's one of my favourites within Sevens. I have to just let that be known, but the music that was played was so emotional, so sad, that you couldn't help but feel sorry for Mimi. After all, she's losing her job. She's losing the ability to be able to put food on the table for Yoshio and herself. So when you think of it that way, it's kind of dark that she's just being kicked to the curb after trying her best at being the president of Goha Corporation. So I really do hope she does get some justice moving forward, because she absolutely needs it. Anyway, so that's all I gotta say for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content in the future. But, of course, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this episode in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought, let me know what you disliked and liked, let me know if you agree with anything that I say, whatever you like. But, I do hope you have an amazing day as well. Have a great day. Arigatou matane. Goodbye.